It's springtime, my grapevines are waking up, and that's my favorite thing is when things come out of their dormancy in the spring. So come join me in the chaos. Just started this one last year. Just took one of the runners from one of my main vines over here and just ran it awkwardly right across the yard and then buried the end of it right here. And cut it off in the winter when it was dormant, and it looks like it's successful because look at all these buds growing. So that's a good indicator that there's probably a decent amount of roots. And as these buds grow, they're going to be they're going to grow at the rate of which the roots grow. So the roots are going to try to keep up, and I'm guessing there's enough roots to be able to support quite a few number of buds. And as you can see, these are just opening up right now. So I was going to actually prune this to be kind of like a little bonsai grapevine tree. If you prune them pretty hard, you can actually mold them into behaving like a tree. You just keep them small and you kind of keep the cover all together so it can still have some decent leaf volume, but you just keep on cutting the terminal ends of the branches to try to form them into a tree. So anyway, that's the first one that's waking up. Over here, I mean, they look dead, but if you're familiar with grapevines, you'll see a lot of these little buds waking up. Whole bunch of growth down here. I'm probably going to take some of these lower ones off because I don't really want growth down here. Oops. Dropped my phone. So all you do on these, if you have little buds coming off, you don't have to wait until you prune them. You can just push on them and they'll just kind of just fall right off. They're very easy to just brush off. I would prefer to have my growth further up these canes. So since there's growth up here, for some reason there'll be some dominance with growth near the ground, which I don't fully understand on grapevines, because most trees are like the other way around where they'll have what's called apical dominance. But for some reason when they're coming out of dormancy, they wake up first down here, probably because it's warmer near the ground. So that's best practice on those, is to remove the ones farther, closer to the ground. You'll notice this one has a very special type of pruning on it though. This one was pruned by my dog. He just chewed the end of it off. So that's the most terminal bud. And what I'm going for is having grapevines. And I have two in the same spot right here. So I might actually just cut that one at the ground. Over here next to my orange tree, up a few more, and these are all layered runners that I buried last year. So this one's waking up. It has some more terminal buds up here, waking up. They're so pretty when they're waking up. It's actually a pretty warm day, like surprisingly warm. I think it's probably about 90 degrees. And those over here, this one's about 3 years old. And this one's a red flame seedless. And I don't really want, this one might be okay because my wire is right here, but anything lower than that, I'm just gonna kind of discourage from growing just by breaking it off. Little buds like this are just forming all over the place. A lot of these I'm not going to mess with, but what I usually like to do a little bit further in the season, maybe in like a week or two, I'll go through and I'll look to see if there's anything growing down. And I don't really want things to grow down. I want everything to grow the same direction. And so I'll go through and I'll just kind of brush off the buds that are growing the wrong direction, just so that everything's growing the way that I've decided I want it to grow. More waking up over here. So this is the longest layer I've ever done. The main vine's over here, and I ran it all the way behind my lemon tree, all the way along here, and then I buried it right here. And I've kind of thrown some loofah vines and mulch and stuff over it, and it seems to be taking root. So I have all these runners coming off, and so once these get established, I'll probably just separate all these from the mother plant over here. So I'm gonna start grapevines over here. I already have passion fruit further down this way, And I know the passion fruit will probably spread, but I want to give the grapevines a chance. I kind of like to just let things go and see what's the most successful, and then just select the things that are most successful in different microclimates. There's no reason to have something that's poorly successful in your yard if something else could potentially do better. So I'm always adding things to see if they can do better. A lot of the stuff's still not woken up yet. A lot of dead batter. I just like to leave the stuff here just to coat the ground since we're in the desert. If you're a plant person, you'll recognize what we have here. This is all sunflower. So I had a lot of sunflowers in this area, and I just kind of pushed them down and stomped on them. And then you can see some loofahs were kind of buried in there as well. The dog likes using them for chew toys. So great idea if your dog loves chewing on stuff. You can make your own organically grown chew toys. Just let them have loofahs. And just to get them encouraged, I'll just grab one of these periodically and just wave it at them. What? Come here. See if we'll come and get it. Come here, buddy. You want this? Here you go. Go get it. Good boy. Good boy. Is that your loofah? Let me throw it for you. You want to play tug of war? But it's fun because sometimes when I come out here, he'll just bring me a loofah and he'll just have me throw it for him a few times. So fun thing to enrich your yard. But if you have dogs, just plant a few loofah vines anywhere and they'll take over that corner of your yard and produce a bunch of chew toys for free. More grapevines waking up over here. Got some little buds on this one. Put a few cuttings in the ground here. We'll see if they take off. One right here. Lots of buds down here that I prefer to not have them further down right here, so I'll knock those ones off. Little one way down here. It's a good way to pre-prune. Just knock off the buds you don't want growth. Positions you don't want growth at. Got the buds around here. This one's waking up. So that's the basic idea. It doesn't take long. You can just do a quick walkthrough of your garden area. I mean, if you only have a few vines like me, I only have, 10 or 15 vines. Obviously, if you have hundreds, it doesn't go as fast, but you could still quickly go through and just kind of pre-prune, scope out, see if buds are going the right direction. Save yourself a ton of time instead of waiting. Just love spring, though. Just love watching little plants waking up. And behind me, I have like a swarm of bees going for these orange blossoms. Probably do a video about orange blossoms in about a week once all these open up. There's just hundreds of them that haven't opened yet. There's a few early ones that have opened already. Just gorgeous. Just noticed a couple buds down here. Don't really want growth there. All right, I think you get the idea. Lots of stuff happening early spring.